everybody, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today's video, I will be showing you my end game Minecraft Dungeons loadout. I've been playing this game since about when it hit about 6 months old. So, if you've noticed, my gilded things, they say 30 up here for the enchantments, which is actually not possible. But the reason why it says that is because there was like about a day in the game where these counted as the enchantment points, and I had done some weird stuff with my game files, so now they stay like this every time I get a gilded item. So it's annoying, but honestly it's not that bad. So this is my loadout. I will be explaining why I have this loadout and why not the other ones. So first, let's start with the weapon. I have a fighter's bindings. Now, I do not know why this does not have the unique thing there, but it does actually do the increased attack speed. So it's unique gilded. I have radiance, critical hit, and swirling. So the radiance makes it so that I practically cannot die. Critical hit makes it so that I deal a lot of damage on a crit. So 1.7 million there, which is a lot. So, and swirling makes it just AoE damage so that mobs around me also get hit for the damage. So this is a very good. Also, I have committed. Took me a long time to find it, but committed on fighter's bindings is very good, especially if you can get it as well as with critical hit, because it hits a lot of times. So if this does 0 to 100% more damage, and since it hits so many times, it would hit so much damage. Next, my armor. I'm using Titan's Shroud. It's with Cowardice, Snowball, and Chilling with Final Shout. So the reason why I'm using Titan's Shroud instead of Renegade Armor, Hungry Horror, or something like that is because the attack speed that Hungry Horror or Renegade Armor gives actually does not affect fighter's bindings, because the speed is near capped. Like the Death Cap Mushroom, it does work with Death Cap Mushroom does increase the attack speed because it's not 25%. So anything with attack speed and fighter's bindings that's over 25% will not work. So if I find if I can find something that does give attack speed like this, spider armor wouldn't work. It would only give the lifesteal aura, which honestly, if you just want lifesteal aura, use wither armor. So yeah, so that's the armor. Snowball is really good for just attacking enemies when you're attacking other ones. So let's say some mushrooms are attacking you from the back, you can, with Snowball, you can just stun them while you're fighting the other ones. Cowardice is really good, especially with fighter's binding, because you'll usually stay at full health. So it's a good boost in damage. Chilling is very useful. Minus 60% mob attack speed and movement speed. So very, very useful when along with Snowball, actually. So it's kind of a cold themes. So these two together work very well. The harp crossbow is arguably the best bow in the game, unless you want like single target, but this is good for either crowd control or just point blank. So multi-shot makes it, since it's already 5 projectiles, multi-shot will just make it even more overpowered. So it's very useful. Power, I mean, it's a given, it's power. Dynamo, very useful, especially since you have 5 arrows, so See 3, so deals a lot of damage. So in point blank, you can see, you don't actually see the damage, but it's about, I can't even see that. So I'm using a Gong of Weakening. My friend gave me this one. I have other ones. They're just not up to the level. So Gong of Weakening, very useful for bosses. It makes you pretty much deal more damage. It does, actually. It's like I'm dealing 1.7 there, and that's with the gong. See, now I'm dealing 590,000. So it deals a lot of damage, good damage. Next, I'm using the Torment Quiver. Along with Titan Shroud, which gives 50% soul gathered, the Torment Quiver, along with this, can one-shot the mushroom monstrosity at least Apocalypse plus 15. It deals so much damage, and honestly, it's just worth it. Like, overall, this is maybe one of the best artifacts. And of course, Deathcap Mushroom. I mean, you will obviously need a Deathcap Mushroom while playing the game. It's just so useful. Like, with my full loadout, I'm just dealing so much damage. Now, there are some downsides to using Titan Shroud. Like, you could, it's just, the health is okay. I mean, it's good. But it doesn't have, if you're not using Fighter's Binding, let's say you're using Whirlwind, Renegade Armor or Hungry Horror is better. But Whirlwind is when I'm mainly just single target, kind of, because it's much slower, but deals much more damage. Like on a crit, if we can get a crit. Does this item even have crit? Yes, it does. So this is very good. I recommend Leeching instead of Radiance because this does not hit as many times. So this will actually steal life. Swirling, of course, critical hit also. Also, this one also has committed, which is good. And obviously, Shockwave, which comes with the item. So I love using the Torment Quiver. So that's my loadout for this. Now we can go and try this in a run. So I do not have Apocalypse 25 unlocked on, for some reason. Sometimes it's on here, sometimes it's not. It's an odd glitch. So sometimes I can do Apocalypse plus 15, but sometimes I cannot. So it's quite annoying. So pretty much, I just start chomping down a Deathcap Mushroom. Maybe I like to use the Harp Crossbow a lot. It's kind of my main source of damage, but I also use my Fighter's Bindings a lot. So here it's just good for just taking down a lot of enemies at once. Really good. Just shreds through most mobs. Now I'm not killing every single cow because I'm not, doing a full run. So it's really just kind of, it's really casually doing this run. I barely ever take damage, but honestly, in Apocalypse 25, I do take damage and things like that, but I don't take much damage because along with Radiance and all of these buffs, I practically am invincible in almost every situation. The Titan Shroud that gives plus 35% less damage intake is very useful. So now let's go on to the boss and see. So let's use this, I'm gonna do Gong of Weakening. And it doesn't one-tap him sometimes, but if multiple people are doing harp crossbow, it will just completely obliterate the with Torment Quiver and harp crossbow. You can beat any monster like immediately. So it's very good for big boss fights. It's good for large groups of mobs, and it's not a single use. It's not a single use build. It can be used for practically any build. Well, I don't know. I don't have the blacksmith or the mystery merchant because I never actually bothered going for them. I don't really do much of any of these on harder difficulties other than the ones that I actually need to do. And I use a lot of the time I just emerald farm. I used to have a triple prospector item. I don't know where it went. But yeah. So that's my build. All of these items are not too hard to get. It might take a while to get them, but honestly, this build is a lot of fun. Like, really, you can just shred through things, and barely take any damage. Now, also, Titan Shroud looks pretty sick. It's one of the reasons that I use this build. So, yeah. This build has, it's actually not, you might not see much of it. Like, you might see this replaced by Wither Armor. But I don't really, I prefer Titan Shroud because it gives all of the things that I like, damage, souls, and damage reduction. So that's a lot of the armor sets kind of combined into one set, which is very useful. The harp crossbow, sometimes I don't even use the bow in certain situations that, like, if I'm up against maybe, oops, I don't need to do that. In certain builds I might not use it. But, it's a decent build if you want, and this build can be used with any lower power. It's just mainly used for a lot of high apocalypse because it has a lot of potential, meaning like radiance, damage reduction, leeching, all of this, Gong of Weakening. There's a lot of survivability as well as damage, and it's a universal build. That, in one word, this build is a universal build. It's not for a certain build. It's just, souls, damage reduction, damage, shred through bosses in a few hits. Like, if we tried doing the boss at, a lower apocalypse, it would defeat everything in one hit. But yeah, so this is my video. This is my channel. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.